It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets. Sliding it like a wet flow, already fried from the get-go. Alligators look like gecko, everything I do, they echo. Big facts, my bank on big man, my drip too wet, that spit can. Yo, swap me like Q-tips, hold that there like dip can. No rehearse, need no reverb, hold your lip, don't say 3 words. Quick trip to get that lick, broad tree fur if you prefer. Quick ride, no time, I'm in there. She clockwise, real good skincare. No TikTok for that. They know that love don't live there. I can't roll dice on your plan. Red Rover, I don't hold hands. Get fortune from my foresight. Investment brought me 4 bands. Don't roll rage, I get we'll wheel all by your forehead. Them city John be like he lit. Them country girls be like, go ahead. If I ain't that man, then I gotta be more than human. How you mean? Funny how the people back then who was hating on the kid always talking about how you clean. Put a little gas in the blunt and I don't pass broke. Just please be cool, but I can't blame you. I won't shame you. I probably wanna be me too. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets. It's no thing, no sweat, I ain't really worried about it too much. Slight work, light work, not work, I ain't really do much. Get it in, ship it out, pivot route, back corner, end zone. Hit her with a best friend, I don't really know about a friend zone. Real time, real talk, fake, can't really match that. Put it in the insurance, Uncle Sam can't really tax that. Get the game, learn the game, play the game, sell the game, all that. Never let them tell you what you can't do, gotta change all that. Feeling myself, they be feeling me too, baby, don't fight the feeling. I've been so high that I'm tryna scale the roof, I'm tryna bite the ceiling. They be on bullshit like a zoo fly, I be too fly to participate. I need everything for the everything. If I with you, get a different rate. Got me up, got me typoed. If you're thinking me glucose, winning in it ain't too close. I be flying out to a new coast, and I'm acting like it ain't a big deal. Really, cause it ain't a big deal. 4 freaks, I'm a 5th wheel. I was born winning, I'm the still. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the least. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets.
stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
So basic, so basic. Oh yeah. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lame. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to build a plane, you trying to ride the wave. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away. So basic, they say that I'm so basic, wasting all this time, but some will try to say it's patience. Don't fake it, your actions or your statements make more empty promises while they groom your replacement. It's entertainment, right? At the club every night, think your future is bright. International flights got you thinking this a life. Front row seats at every fight, and you never can keep quiet. If you want it, then you buy it. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lame. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to fly a plane, you trying to ride the wave, ayy. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away. Money, cars, and hoes, you know how it goes. I know you like the beat, but I listen to the words. I'm not flashy, but there are times I know I drip. Nothing past me, so what you knew you must forget. Need GPS, this navigation must be broke. If I could change some things I would, don't say you won't. Still work this fuck job, hard work no days off. Shoot for the moon, and if I miss, I'm still with the stars. They say I'm plain Jane, I'm just your average lane. The shit I do so basic, man, we're not the same. I'm trying to buy a plane, you trying to ride away. Surfing on the web, wasting your time away.
Basic niggas get with basic women and have basic kids. That's tasteless.
You are now tuning in to TNJ Radio Show.
Yo,
What's good, my man?
hold on. What's going on?
Everything. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Doing good, man. Hope your family had a nice holiday.
Yes,
Hold on, I hear a little echo. All right, go ahead.
I don't hear one. What did you hear one with me?
No, me.
Oh, okay.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, man. We in a new year. 22. Only
You
thing
did your dream board?
No, I didn't do it this year. You wanna know why?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's keep it funky. All right. First off, Happy New Year, everyone. 2022. We made it, another rotation around the sun. But let's be honest, what everyone does every year is they make these resolutions. They say, all right, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get money, stop smoking, whatever it be. And it's as if the point you are around the sun, something magical is going to actually make it happen. And the truth of the matter is that, wherever we are around the sun, that none of that don't really matter. Now, am I against people setting goals and making standards and try to better their lives? Not at all. I think that definitely we should all be trying to do whatever we can to be able to better ourselves. But we got to make sure we're doing for the right reason. And, as I always told that if you're if your why is strong enough, then that's how you can overcome the house. So, before I actually set out my goals, I wanted to take some time to examine why I actually wanted to do it, because I didn't want to just do the thing that people do every year, because 98% of New Year's resolutions are broken within the first 3 weeks. So that's why.
So you're saying all your goals that you did in January, you broke them in 3 weeks.
3 weeks might have been the maximum. Might have been more like 2. Mary Jane said that was kind of sad, or MJ off of Spider-Man.
What?
A little bit of spoiler in case y'all didn't see it. She said, if you don't set the expectations, basically you can't be disappointed. I'm just paraphrasing. Now, that's a terrible way to, live in the long term. But, I just feel like, before you actually, set your goals and stuff, you got to really examine why you're doing it. And then you got to put together a real plan. Most people, they just say I'm going to do this. I'm going to lose 100 pounds in 3 weeks. Man,
So what deters people to stop in 3 weeks? What deters you to stop your goals in 3 weeks?
I don't think I was going into it for the right reason. I think that, number one, it wasn't a real goal. Goal has to have not only what you're trying to do, but it has to have a deadline. And it has
Oh
to have
yeah, we get all that. You teaching. What did you do? What was your goal?
um mon there were a couple of them.
Name
Monetarily,
one.
well, as far as the weight loss, I definitely wanted to get myself down to 225 pounds, but I didn't really have a plan on how I was going to do it, and also I didn't have accountability. So that's a
Mm.
big thing there.
So 3 weeks, she was like, I ain't doing these push-ups. I'm good.
Man, it wasn't just the push-ups, man.
Mm.
Pushing the weight, I was over there eating grass and stuff like that. You end up switching up. So there's nothing wrong with that. I was doing that no sugar stuff too.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Man,
It's a hard one when you get the cocaine in your system.
that sugar run like that hair on.
Ah, man, and the crazy thing is your kids got you on that cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean your parents give
Yeah.
you all them sugar drinks, all them cakes, gopher cakes. Remember that commercial?
Oh man, yeah. I thought that was real. And you know what I was thinking about, because there was people arguing about how to do the Kool-Aid. I don't know if you saw that. Like when you do the Kool-Aid, do you put packet, water, sugar, or do you do water, packet, sugar, water? Like people got different ways. That's how.
Bruh, I'm listening.
Oh no, but I was just there thinking like that's how we all was growing up on that sugar. People got 5 ways to do Kool-Aid.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Ah, man, I ain't gonna snitch on the dude, but I used to go over this dude's house and used to be thirsty. Back in the day, you had to drink on the side of the house. They didn't let you in the house a lot of times. You had to drink it from the hose. We wouldn't do that now. We got to have a filter, huh? But go in his house, man. He had this syrup. It was like he had different flavored syrup. You know what I'm talking about?
The dailies.
And you add. Is that what it is? I don't know what it was, but I was addicted to it. I would come to his house scratching, like, can I get some more of that drink? He would pour water in it. He just would get it just right. Woo-wee.
Yeah,
You
you ever drink that without the water?
No, but I probably would have. Like this.
You gotta try
Man,
it.
let me tell you something, man. If I drink that now, all my organs will shut down immediately.
Yeah, shut you down, but also if you were to pass out, someone put that on your lips, you wake up like
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's dope, man. So if you're here for the first time, my name is Laurent J.
William Mates.
And
My fault.
yes. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, share this out. And also we're gonna talk about some topics. You can actually put the link in the description in the comments. And if you want to come in and vent, say talk about one of the topics or whatever. Other than that, right now we're gonna do a little bit of rambling, and then we're gonna get to the topics like we usually do. Man, we had a conversation about the past. You wanna talk a little bit about that?
About what?
You were saying you was thinking about the past, and you don't remember?
You gotta remind me. That sound like something in the past.
Okay, well we ain't gonna go there then because you don't remember it. But first off, let's talk about Antonio Brown. I mean, what you think about Antonio, man?
Man,
That whole situation.
there was a number of different thoughts. Like right after it happened. Take y'all through it for those who didn't watch. Antonio Brown, of course, plays for Tampa Bay Buccaneers with TB12 Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. But there was a point in the third quarter, it got kind of airy in the game. The game's still going on, and you see Antonio Brown walking off. He's taking his helmet off, take his jersey off. Then he take his black wife beater off, throw it in the crowd, take his gloves off, throw it in the crowd. So he's just there with no shirt, do a couple jumping jacks on the way out. So my initial thought was this, because we had more information, but I was sitting there thinking like, man, AB be doing what AB want to do. Like, told you he crazy, man. So that's what I was initially thinking, at first. And then a lot of people started talking about the CTE stuff and all that. But then more information ended up coming out. They started talking about how Antonio Brown, first they started talking about the coach. They started talking about the money. That's what, I don't know who put it out there, but they were like, Antonio Brown, he had $1 million bonus, and all he had to do to get it was he had to get this many catches to unlock this much, get this many yards to unlock this much, get a touchdown to unlock this much. If he does these three things, he gets $1 million. So they had it spun as if that they're trying to keep him out the game so they don't got to pay him. I was
conspiracies, man. It's always black people with the conspiracies, man. But continue.
Yeah, but I was sitting there thinking, like, man, that's crazy, though.
Because the meme came out very fast, and everybody knows when you see a meme, it got to be true. Continue.
Absolutely, and memes we trust. So, yes. and this was like within like a half hour of it, man. Then next thing you know, after the game's over, there's the interview. Their coach, he's saying that like, hey, I was telling AB to get back in the game, tell him to go back out there. He ain't want to go. So it's like another twist. It's like what? It's the coach. Is Bruce Arians lying to us all? Is he trying to swindle us, bamboozle us? And then after that, turns out we found out that Antonio Brown might have been injured. And he felt like he was too injured to be able to, go out there. That's the last that I heard in the series of twists and turns. Has anything else come out?
Well, everybody thought that he was cut. They thought he was cut. They thought, he said, if you don't get in the game, you're done. And he said, all right, I'm done. And come to find out that he's not cut. He's suspended as of right now. And now I have my theory. Me being a black man, always having theories. And I have a theory that he did not get cut because if he was hurt, they have to investigate it, the NFL, I believe. Because I don't believe you can get cut when you're hurt. And, people saying, well, how's he doing cartwheels and whatever the case may be? That doesn't mean he's not hurt. Or, jumping jacks or whatever. So, that, people saying, it doesn't mean he was not hurt. So, I think that they couldn't do anything. I remember, what's his name? Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis did this in like 2000-ish. He thought he was going to get cut. And he faked an injury. I think it was around the time when Zaraway was getting more burn than him, and he was scared to get cut. So he faked the injury, and he said that in his book. It's not alleged. So that's one thing. It's just interesting because, it's like the wolf thing to me. Like if you're crying wolf the whole time, and then something really does happen, and everybody just don't believe you. This might be legit on his end this time, but people are done with him, right now. So I just think that's interesting. And if it is a mental health issue, why are you acting like that to him? And you didn't act like that to Simone Biles or any other female that have an issue.
Double standard.
But I got a lot of backlash on social media, so you're welcome to come on. In regards to that, y'all chicken. But they said that it's not the same thing, and that's not true. let's talk. Let's forget about all that. You know, she quit on the USA team. She had suicidal thoughts where she probably need a therapist. Everybody's saying he needs treatment. You know, with the one guy, you know, we're seeing a lot of these athletes, football players, are committing these murders. Um, they dissecting people's brain, like Hernandez. He was in his early 30s, and they said he has CTE.
Mm.
You know, it's just interesting because we cheer these guys on. You know, you didn't keep the same energy when AB was getting the 1,500 yards and getting us to the Super Bowl, getting us to playing. You was happy that he was there, and all of a sudden you're upset. But and another thing I want to talk about with athletes, when you have a good athlete, I'm not saying him because he was a 6th-round draft pick. I don't know what he went through. I don't know. But when you get a prima donna athlete who you don't say no to this guy. No, he never hears no. He don't hear no from women. He don't hear no from coaches. Everybody wants a piece of him. So he get to do whatever he wants. And then when he become a millionaire and he don't want to listen to authority, now we got a problem with it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It happens all the time. It's like when the public is done with you, now that they're really done with you, especially with the man. They don't do that with women athletes, in my opinion.
And I think that it's definitely a difference of, the way that it's kind of treated. Even I seen like with other athletes, like, whether with Kyrie Irving, but there's definitely a difference. And it's a difference in how it's being looked at. I don't think it's much different. I hope that, if there is something going on with Antonio Brown, that that he would actually seek help. But if things were going the way they were saying, I can understand, like, you can end up doing something right in the wrong way. You think of situations like I was just watching, I think it might have been Half Baked, or no, it was Next Friday. And you remember the part where dude was, it might have been Half Baked. Remember dude, he got pissed at his boss. He grabbed the little thing. He was like, you know what? F you,
Mm-hmm.
you're cool.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yep.
But so he might just been tired of the BS, man. Especially if like we saw the reports, he was definitely hurt at some point, and it's very rare that an athlete at that point wants to even come out. So if he's talking about he doesn't want to go in, there must be something really wrong, because a lot of those athletes, they're trying to be the gladiator or something like that. Like, you got to drag me off the field, and you got to usually kind of hold them back from hurting themselves. But and yeah, the jumping jack stuff and all that, you got adrenaline. You can do all sorts of that. There's people who got up from getting shot and died.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like off of that adrenaline, they got up, started running. Some of them started driving. There was a guy up here in Pittsburgh. He started driving after he got shot and eventually died. So that stuff's irrelevant. We got to watch out on that.
So for the people who out there, man, put a 1 in the comments if you ever got fired. Put a 1 in the comments if you ever got fired. And also in the comments, put your a crazy story when you saw somebody get fired, got a job. If it's you, you don't gotta say it's you, or if it's someone else. Did you see someone get fired and they did some crazy stuff when they realized they wasn't getting a check anymore? I'll tell you one of my stories.
Story time.
I don't like I don't like going well, this is the fact that I basically quit, right? So I was working, I'm not gonna say the job, but I was working a case manager. I was a caseworker, in Pittsburgh, and man, it was like so interesting because I always had to be out in the field. I had to be at these kids' homes, and I remember I was on call this weekend, one particular weekend. And so anyway, I'm working with this kid, and I was going back and forth with my supervisor, and she said everything was fine because I didn't finish the paperwork or something. She said she'll finish it. So anyway, I get back to work the next. It was a Friday, so I'll go back to work on Monday. Now, mind you, I'm in the hood trying to get this kid out of there because her mom was beating her up. It was like a St. Clair Village. I had to call the police, and I had to go there with them and all that stuff. So anyway, I did all this. I'm tired. I'm away from my family. So I'm thinking I didn't do the paperwork. I was tired. She was like, I'll handle it. So next week, her supervisor called me in the room, and she's in there, and I'm like, yo, why am I in here? So she was like, you're written up because you didn't do the paperwork. I was like, well, she said she'll do it. And she just looked the other way. I said, oh. So I got written up. And so I just told myself, I was like, I'm gonna stick her, dude. So I was looking for a job. I was sitting there in my cubicle looking for jobs. So I found a job. And I didn't even get him a 2 weeks notice. And I was on call again that week. So she gave me the phone and everything. She was like, all right, I'm gonna call you if something happens. At the end of that day, I picked my check up. I put the phone in her box, and she left already, so she didn't even know. This was a Friday. She left. I put that stuff in the box. I put my resignation. I was like, I'm done, and I ain't come back. And she was blowing my phone up that weekend, because I was on call. So I was like, man, I'm burning this bridge. Man. You did me wrong. Now, I can't never go back to that place, but like I was like, man, you ain't gonna treat me like that, man.
Man.
Anyway, that's my story.
Funny thing used to be if you ever worked in a corporate environment, those type of firings. Now, on the far left, then is if people unfortunately come back shooting, but when they don't do that, them farewell emails used to be the funniest. Because I was with a couple of companies where they had they had offices in different states. So you could hit that company wide, reply email. So there were a couple of notorious, legendary emails that went out to the whole company. Like it hits the president, everyone. But you got to do it like when you're about to get fired or when you're about to quit.
That's right. Hey, what about that? I ain't gonna say the job, but there was a job that you was at years ago, and they had a massive layoff. You just saw people just. Was you there, or was that?
Oh, that was the one. I'll put
You said people was out there crying.
That was something. That was at ADMC. For anyone who has ever worked at ADMC, education management. They used to be they used to run the art institutes, South University Online, Argosy, and it was crazy. This is the first time I've been at a job where there was a layoff before, but this was different. I remember we went in, it was just kind of quiet, and they had like a fishbowl. They had a conference room we called a fishbowl. I think that most companies, always had a fishbowl room, but it had the big glass and stuff. So you would see a couple people, go in there. They'd sit at the little round table, and then you see them walk out, but they don't come back onto the floor. They're immediately escorted out the door. Their stuff is there. Their pictures. When you work in a corporate environment, your desk, you got your little family pictures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got your kids' art drawing from second grade up there.
Uh-huh.
All that stuff. So it was just weird looking at it, that stuff just sitting there so long after. But man, that day, it had to be a rainy day. And this was before like Ubers were even in Pittsburgh. So they had yellow cabs. And they had yellow cabs lined up the street already. They had them ready.
Man. They had the cabs ready?
They had him.
Oh, what? Yo, I got one more story. We're gonna go move forward, but you ain't tell me that one. They had the cabs. Oh, they had security and cabs to get. They was gonna tear that mother up.
Yeah.
So like yeah, so if you got a crazy story about somebody getting fired, let us know. I have this story as well. I forgot about this story. It was my supervisor at the same job I was talking about when I was a case manager. And she just got a promotion. She was a supervisor. Now she was like a director, and they put her down in the basement with the nice office. I just remember her down there. She fixed up her little desk. I mean her office now. She didn't have a cubicle anymore.
Oh man.
She fixed it up, and she got on the phone. She took her heels off and put them up on the desk and started talking about the CEO. Now the CEO was a female. The CEO was a female, and she was a black female, and all her family was working in this job, like nieces, sisters, all types of people. So she down there on the phone talking about the CEO, like, yeah, she all fat and stuff and da 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 da. Her niece heard it. Her niece heard her like, and she opened her door like, hold on, you just got this promotion and everything, and you gonna talk about my my auntie? Like, you know how they do it, my auntie? Are you done? So she goes up there, fired on the spot, bang. I just remember the security came. She had more stuff than the little box they gave her. She only gets to carry the box, and she got out of there. And then maybe like 2 or 3, it was like 2 or 3 months later, we had this big meeting, and it had a couple offices and stuff like that. So we all in this office, and I just remember seeing her. And she's in there, but she's like defeated. You could tell 3 months of not having no money, probably got denied unemployment or something. You know what I'm saying? Got kids. She in there like, I was like, man, what's going on with her? So she's up there. Man, the CEO made her apologize that she gave her job back. Oh, it was bad. She's like, I'm so thankful that she gave me my job. I was like, man, I gotta get my own stuff in this mug, man. I remember one time, cause she was balling, man. We come in, we in the office, and she was like, she was speaking to us, and she was like, y'all need to get yourself together because I don't want to be coming back driving in my little Benz, and I see y'all working at McDonald's. I was like, oh my, see, black women, I was working with nothing but black women, and then. Man, it was like scandal, man. It was great theater, but when you was there, it was really. You see a lot of people getting fired. Oh man, I remember this one time. I can't say it on here, but we'll have to get a drink and talk about it another time. But we're gonna.
Where did you work, man? You work on a television set or something?
Man, it was crazy, man. People wouldn't believe me if I told them this stuff, man. I was like, wow, young, fresh out of college, thinking, ready for the world, and you see this, I'm like, this can't be life. But speaking of can't be life, did you hear about the Ukrainian rapper chopped up, fed to the rats by wife
Man.
after having an affair? Do you have anything about the story, or from off the top?
Yeah, well, this rapper, he goes by Andy Cartwright. His name is really something like Androlowski. I'll have to look it up. But man, they were saying that they looked happy. They had a newborn child, together. Him and his wife. His wife was a little bit older, in her mid-30s. He was 30, and allegedly he must have had an affair. And they found certain pieces and stuff, but they said it was the perfect murder. Now, here's one of the crazy things that I saw. Right, they said that there's no evidence that of murder. Now, she already admitted that she killed him. She said, well, let me back up on it. What she said was that he was already dead from a drug overdose, and she chopped up his body and fed him to the rats so that his followers wouldn't know he died such a horrible death. She did that for his honor.
Now,
Somebody loved him.
now this is what I want to say, because we always, black men always say they want to go white. They don't want the stress. They don't want the BS from black women. They don't want to deal with them. Now, history will let you know that white women get down to. Do you remember Lorena Bobbitt?
Oh man,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
So I want to ask a question. Is your girl about that life? Do you know anybody who was about that life? I'm talking about somebody jumped on you, they stepped in and
That's
hit them with the bottle.
like Lorena Bobbitt life, like cut.
Either or. You did something wrong to them, they went ham on you, or someone did something to you and they jumped in.
Mm. Well,
You know any stories about that? Anybody?
well, I'll leave. Let me just post the link in there real quick. Here's what I would hope. I always have worries about whenever
No, you
my
can't
wife
see.
gets to that point where she gets bored, she gets bored with her hair and she decides to get the big chop. I
Mhm.
always, I'm kind of selfish. I want her to keep her hair. But I
Mhm.
would rather have that big chop than the other big chop any day.
Hey man, but you can, guys can bring the woman to that point. They can get them to that crazy point.
Mm.
You know, I'm not gonna say the name, but I knew a guy who was cheating on his girl heavy. Like he would wait till she go to work, and then he would either have the person come pick him up. So the girl realized she was like, something's wrong. So I'm gonna get in this jitney ghetto cab, for the people who don't know what that is. Go around the corner. I'm gonna come back. So he timed it all wrong. So she goes, and so the girl he was messing with was married. She pulls up. The girl came back in a jitney. She gets out the car. She
Mm.
ain't go after the dude that was cheating. She went in after the girl, and the girl beat her up by the car. Dude walked down the street like he ain't see it. Then
Wow.
the cops was called. He had to go to court, and he had to go to court to testify. Now the dude, the husband didn't know who he was, so he figured out who he was from that court hearing. But do you know somebody who would turn around and try to beat up the girl? Crazy, man.
Man,
Crazy.
hey,
Yeah, man.
I never had anything that level. I've had hands thrown towards me from certain women, allegedly.
Mm.
But man, I've seen some things that I probably should have reported to the police before with other people's relationships. But he probably had it coming. So I just kind of looked the other way or whatever. But
Mm.
and I seen things getting thrown. I seen knife action, but they was basically like on Rocky 4, like don't throw in the towel. They both saying don't tell.
Mm.
People be in these toxic relationships and stuff, and nobody
Man,
want to tell on nobody. They want to just keep it going.
I'm on my snitching tonight. I ain't gonna say the names though. So one day it was way back in the day. It was about, let's say, 2000, and between 2002 2005. I was doing the jitney in ghetto cabin, for extra cash. So I go to East Pittsburgh. I pick this dude up I knew. And it's early in the morning on a Saturday morning. I'm thinking like, oh man, this is cool, man. The phone ringing. So I drive up here, and he comes out, and this girl, and they're arguing. And I'm scared now. I'm like, I don't want them going in my car and doing this in the car. I don't want them flipping out in the car. So I was like, I put the locks on the door because he was like getting aggressive. She hit him in the back of the head.
Ooh.
Bang. Didn't put the guard up either. She ain't put the guard up. She just like thought she was going to drop him. And she's like, what you going to do, huh? He turned around and knocked her down, knocked her out like, bow. I was like, oh, I'm shaking on the wheel like, oh. It didn't. She falls. I'm thinking she did. I'm like, she did, and she just pops up like the Undertaker.
Mm.
And he tried to run to my car and open the door. I locked it. I was like, oh, snap. So he comes over. She grabbed him, hitting him. I drove off. I didn't even call the police, man. I don't know what happened. She was about it, man. I don't know what he did. I don't know what this guy did, but it can go there, man. But what I'm saying is a lot of people want to talk about, oh, yeah, you should go white, in relationships if you want peace. As you can see, you'll be in pieces. A Russian, and she chopped him up like she chopped him up and fed him to the rats.
Man.
Then you have Lorena Bobbitt. Bruh. So I see a lot of people, a lot of chicks who's about that life. Even like they be ready for the smoke. You be sitting in a bar and somebody bump you, and the girl be like snapping on the dude. Like she be, you know what I'm saying? There's some people out there who want that smoke.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
there's a little more of that story. She was also allegedly having sex with his corpse.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like there's a level you have to be driven to as a woman
Devil.
where like it gotta be a devil level,
Yes.
where you not only just killed your husband, but then you go and you have sex with the corpse.
Man, she's going to he's ill. Like, come on, man.
Man.
Like, it's that bad. It's that bad.
Mm.
How did she kill him? Did they say?
I'm not sure. I mean, she might be right. It might have been drug overdose, but that doesn't mean that he took the drugs. She could have, put something in his food or his drink or something, poisoned them basically.
How do you have sex with a corpse with a guy?
I have no idea. I can understand how a guy would do it, but I don't know. And I don't want to. I don't want to imagine it.
Yeah, right. That's why I was like, I don't have questions after that exchange. Yeah. Now, did you hear about Chicago school systems shutting down? Yeah. Can you pull that article up? You could do a New York Post.
Yep.
But apparently Chicago's been canceling the classes for it's the second day after union back remote learning. I want to what the heck is going on in Chicago, man?
About to pull
Is it the COVID? Is it COVID? Anyway, why are you pulling that up, man? What's going on in the politics in Pittsburgh?
Well, in Pittsburgh, before we ain't even really focused on the politics. You heard about the meteor, right?
No.
Yeah, there was so a couple days ago, I think this was on Monday. There was apparently there was like a big boom, and everybody wondering like what's it? It's in the middle of the day, about 11 a.m. Something of the sort. People heard it from the suburbs. For those who are from Pittsburgh, the eastern suburbs might be like Monroeville, Fox Chapel, things like that, and then you go down to the South Hills. But people heard it all over, this loud boom sound, and they said that apparently a meteorite had exploded, and it produced enough impact for, I think it was like 78 tons of TNT.
And they didn't see that coming.
That's what I'm wondering. So, people on their conspiracy tip, especially since that movie just came out, Don't Look Up. We sitting there wondering, like, was it really a meteorite? Because, for those of you, usually NASA, they usually let us know like a month in advance, like that this is coming into the system. That there might be, fragments or whatever. They know exactly where all that. Like, I find it really hard to believe that they didn't know that a meteorite was coming. So I'll actually in a second I'll actually post a picture of the possible crash site. Let me see if I could find it real quick. This is some really interesting stuff.
That's crazy, man. Pretty soon we're gonna start seeing aliens too, huh?
Hey, that's always a possibility there. But yeah, that was interesting talk, because whenever I saw it, a lot of it was showing up on those Reddit threads and stuff like that. And yeah, they were all talking about it. But I found it. Let me get this on the screen so everybody can see this. This is some really exclusive stuff. You'll actually have seen it here first on TNJ. Just give me a second while I get that up on the screen. Just put that right there. All right, there we go. I'm gonna share it right now. Tech.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
Can y'all see that?
What the heck is this?
No, I'm just playing around. Oh man,
I'm serious. I'm about to put my reading glasses on.
Yeah.
The heck?
That was at the crash site. No,
Man.
but
Maybe it was Thor's hammer, man.
that's another possibility. But you never know. There could be life out there. I know a lot of people had different speculation on it. But
Man, I don't believe that mess, man. I mean, you got William Shatner going to the moon. You mean to tell me you ain't know that was going to fall or that was going to hit the earth? I don't believe that. That's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to the site and go live?
They don't have a site. I got the Chicago schools one up there.
No, I'm saying go to the place where the meteor hit and go live on it. I don't see nobody going live over there.
They don't. There's no proof. There's no proof. All we have is the loud explosion and what they said. So, yep. So, right there, Chicago classes will be canceled for a second day on Thursday. And it has to do with the COVID safety protocols between the district leaders and the teachers union. Let's see. No classes. They're the third largest district.
Okay, so they have a outbreak now. You were telling me that there was an outbreak around somewhere in one of those schools out there, huh?
Out here?
Yeah.
Well,
so one of those schools is kind of
a few of the schools are shutting down because there's the outbreak of the Omarion variant, as we'll call it. really running rampant. People's just coming back from the holidays. So you not only have students that are out, but you have a lot of teachers that are sick and out, for some time. So some of the schools up here in Pittsburgh actually had to shut down, and they had to do remote learning. Wasn't enough teachers. So I will say this for those of you who are watching, who may have been hit, by this. I would say, do whatever your health professional actually says. We're not health professionals at all. We're just talking more so about the public policy. But personally, I'm doing things to keep up on my, my vitamin regimen, and different things to work on my health. That, for me, that's primary. Different people have different opinions as far as what they'll do primarily. And hey, whatever you decide to do, as long as you're able to keep yourself safe and alive.
So, needless to say, you're saying that the numbers are going up all across the country with the fake demic, or what was he call it?
the
Scandemic. Allegedly.
Oh, hold on. I got, so the live video was taken down. Let me just take this screen off for a second.
Men in Black.
There was a young lady who works in one of the local health systems over here in Pittsburgh. She did a live video, and it was taken down. I wish I could find it. But she was talking about how a lot of people who were there at the hospital, they actually took the vacation. And what they're doing is they were actually, fudging the numbers around to make it look like, the majority of people who were overrunning the hospitals were the people who were, did not take the vacation. So, if anyone, knows where that video is, or anyone has seen it, be sure either, put the link in the comments or call in, because, we'd definitely love to hear. If you know that young lady, let her know that she's welcome to come on and talk about her experience. But that was crazy.
Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like I said, first off, they want everybody to get the vacation, due to, what they said, they wanted 100% of the people to take it so we could get rid of the virus. And now, people who are getting it, took the vacation, they're passing it on. But this is my thing, man, about it. If you took the vacation, why are you worried about everybody else? You're fine. Your symptoms will be lesser than anybody else. So I don't understand it. But I just feel like this is here to stay, just like the flu, and we just want to live with it, And unfortunately, that a lot of people going to pass from it, the same way as they did the flu or anything else. But this is just a new reality. It sucks though, that this is another thing that we have to worry about.
Yeah, it sucks to see, anyone, go. I've had family members that have passed away. I know friends and friends of friends who had, family that, passed away. And, my condolences, out to all those people. But we really, this is the time, guys, to, take whatever you can into your own hand. Obviously there's a lot of things that we don't have control of, but whatever you can control it. I always go back to the Surgeon General, the previous one. I remember, he made an appeal to the Black community. He said, like, hey guys, put the cigarettes, the drinks down and stuff like that. Do this stuff for, he said for grandmama or whatever he said. But, or he said big mama, and a lot of people, he got a lot of backlash in regards to that. But I do feel like he was coming from the heart with what he was trying to say. And what he was trying to say is that regardless of how you feel, health wise, we're African Americans are in the bottom, as far as health wise. Because of the things that we eat, the lack of exercise at certain stages in life. And, we have to be able to do something about it. And that's how you can actually, fight these things a whole lot easier. Because right now they're making it up as they go along. You can watch the videos with Dr. Fauci and stuff like that. They're making decisions based off of economics.
Didn't Fauci say something about that? Yeah, I think you're going to talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they're making decisions off of economics. Remember when he said you don't have to wear a mask? That was based off of economics. He was saying, hey, there's not enough masks for the healthcare workers, so we don't want everyone taking up the mask. So I'm going to just put this message out to the people saying you don't have to wear a mask. Then afterwards, they said, yeah, you should wear a mask. In fact, you should wear 2 or 3 masks, and and so on. Meanwhile, we figured out, especially the masks that most people are wearing, like those little cloth ones, they do nothing at all. It's like wearing your shirt. You might as well walk around like this, nothing at all. Then after that, you start hearing this stuff about the gain of function and all that. And, he gets into these word games, semantics with Rand Paul and, and so on. So today, he recently, or a couple of days ago, he says, we don't have to have the quarantine period for 10 to 14 days. We can cut it in half because we feel that the most danger is during the first 5 days. The latter 5 days, you're safe to go back to work, just wear a mask. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the joke of all this.
Yeah. See, LeBron James tweeting about that stuff, sending messages, saying this is a BS, but it's the new normal, man. And they know it's a joke, man, because like when this whole pandemic was going on, you had Obama having a party with 3,000 of his closest celebrities. They're wearing no masks. They sitting there doing the electric slide and all that. And you hit Pelosi's like 90 years old, and she's out there with no mask, getting her hair done. Man, come on.
Oh, don't forget. You know how dangerous Florida is. You go to Florida, you might as well prepare to die. But you got AOC, going down to Miami. She kicking it with her boyfriend. They got the sandals on and stuff like that. No mask or anything like that. So it seems like a lot of do what we say and not as we do, going on.
Right.
A lot of elitism, because they had them parties going on the whole time.
But the problem I have with people is, if you're sick, man, stay home, man. I hate those people who you in a big crowd, you try to go to the movies, you hear somebody sneeze and stuff. Like, really, you gonna do this here, bro? I'd be running out of there. I remember we was in Destin, Florida, at the beach, and I was sitting at the bar, right, trying to pay for my drink, and this dude right next to me like sneeze, man. I was like, man, I said something about it, but I didn't want to stay in there because the particles, So I told my wife, I was like, get out of here, save yourself. But people won't be washing their hands and coming out to the bathroom and stuff like that, man. So
should just left without paying.
Man, that's why I like to stay home, and I got everything here I need, man. I mean, I still go out. I'm gonna hit the beach in March. My son got a martial arts tournament, so we're gonna stay out there for that. But man, people are just nasty, man. You know what I'm saying? You go to bowling, you got to bring your own ball. You don't know who was touching that ball, man.
Well, crazy thing is, remember for years we were thinking that Michael Jackson was the weirdo.
Sure did. He was on to something, man.
He had a
You remember the time.
and had a mask and the gloves on a long time ago.
We thought this dude was crazy. He laughing now. He like hee. But yeah, man. Let's wrap up, man. You got any things to leave us with, or thing you want to vent about before we go?
I'm gonna just say this: if you set a goal, you better get some people around you to help you to push you towards your goal, and you better have a good reason for doing it.
You don't got no goals, man?
Yeah, I got goals. I just ain't set them.
They just dreams, huh?
Right
They
now.
wishes.
I wish.
With that, man, we leave y'all, man. Definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also that notification bell. And we will see y'all next week.
Peace.